So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to try to maybe do a little napping on some of these weird shaped pieces. Do a little indirect heat. Hope you can see that. It's pretty fun using this stuff. It can be tricky. Gotta watch your angles, angles and edges. Let's see, where'd that piece go? Similar. Let's try this lighter colored one. There you are. Just trying to orientate this where got some good looking pattern in it. I think I'm going to try to keep this as the center line, base and tip. See what happens. A lot of the time when you get a colorful piece, with this stuff it'll go away. But this outside skin right under the cortex is usually alright, so let's see what we can get. This isn't the best little hammerstone I got, but I didn't bring a lot of stuff outside. Hit some problems here. This real light patch here is real low grade, almost like limestone in there. I gotta be careful not just mindlessly send flakes into there like I was doing, because I'm just using sending little skimming flakes across to get a little convexity to it, kind of get a flake scar across the whole piece, and chewing up the edge so I can thicken it up, turn it back, and then this is the problem side. It's got concavities on both sides with a big ridge, so I'm probably gonna scoot this tip down. It's kind of right at 90 degrees, so if I hit that, probably it's gonna be bad. But I might indirect it with kind of like a flute. I'll I'll have to change the tip angle for sure to do that. Let's see here. So that scooted down about a third of the way. And all I did was just lowered the edge from the tip. Not a lot of pressure, not a lot of power behind that. Just letting it go where it wants. You can get really good with these little hammerstones, these little soft sandstone hammerstones, and it's like pressure flakes you can send across there. Pretty satisfying, really. So I've just been sending little blending flakes just to try to contour this side, and it's not so bad anymore. I mean, it's not perfect yet. It's not where it needs to be, but it's not bad. I don't know, just this little small hammerstone on little small bifaces is really fun to me. Kind of just mindlessly flint knap. Got a lot of width to lose, so I can just peck around and get contours better. I'm gonna get it more into a rough shape, tip base, and then I'm gonna indirect it. I'm kind of just stalling here to see what we got. Oh, that's about a third now. You're at the So just looking at natural platforms and stuff. Got one here where it rolled out when it was taken. Just gonna grind it down, kind of beefing the edge up, and then do the same thing. Wish I had just a slightly heavier hammerstone where I didn't have to swing it so fast, but Cortex is being a pain. where it rolled out, I'm just taking a couple small flakes. Sometimes those rolled out edges are decent angles, and they're, you know, pretty solid and tough, so you can really send a good flake. But if it's not good behind it, you don't want to do that. It'll step quick, and I didn't, you know, hit that very hard, but it was still stepping in the cortex. So just gonna kind of bevel this a little bit. Getting closer, there. This edge is set up coincidentally for indirect, so, or at least how I do it. A lot of people do it real thin edges. For whatever reason, the way I learned it when I was doing it, a little thicker edges. So, and I like to hold it here on my lap instead of across the other leg. We'll see here. Beefy. That's fine. Tell it's getting a little less bright outside. Still a little early yet. From where I like, you know what? Let's do some of this here. Cracks in there. Perfect. Got the edge a little bit better there. Got some crack, came out right here. Stop those flakes really bad. Need to narrow it before I go anything crazy around that side, but here we go. We'll start from the base. Got some cracks still in this thing. Come on. If the edges aren't right, you'll know it. Alright. She's changing colors. The sun and this. Son of a bueno. That crack really got me. Gonna have to go into damage control here pretty quick. Just getting some of that cortex out of the way, seeing if I can maybe prepare this a little better. I want to experiment with a stone punch. Dang. That crack's getting me. That's the problem with the cortex side, is it could have little hertzine cones and cracks and stuff in it. So it can be challenging. try to do a half attempt here at coming up from the base area. It's not quite thick enough. It should just skim the top, but it's going to help it out a little bit. I might beef it up a tad. We shall see. Well, that stopped in the cone area.